I don't know why that keeps happening, guys, where it mutes me when I come on screen. But anyway, welcome back to another Dividend Happy Hour. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Looks like there's 12 of us in the live chat so far. Man, we have a fun episode ahead of us. Before we get into everything today, guys, quick cheers to you all. Thank you so much for joining. As per usual, got a stiff margarita on hand. I hope you guys have something refreshing to drink on as well. Now, what we are getting into in today's video is just going to basically be a weekly portfolio update. Now, if you're familiar with my videos, you'll know that I usually do this at the end of the Sunday videos. We'll go through, I'll show you guys how my portfolio performed for the week and all the dividend stocks I bought, stuff like that. But we're actually going to do that today. So that's what we have coming up first. Then after that, we're going to get into some other news, just a few key pieces of relevant news that have come out throughout the week regarding some of our favorite dividend stocks. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about stocks like Lowe's. There's some news that came out on Kellogg's. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Altria Group as well. So some interesting stuff coming up. And then after that, we'll get into, probably what is really all of our favorite part of these weekly live streams, these dividend happy hours. That's the Q&A, or, I also call it the hangout session, because that's what we're doing. We're just here hanging out, having a good time, and, bonding over some dividend stocks and strong, nice, cool libations. So that's what we have going on today. Before we get into all that, though, I want to hear from you guys in the live chat and also in the comments below if you are watching on the replay. Where are you guys from? Where are you guys located? Where is everyone hailing from? I'd be curious to hear if anyone's out here in my neck of the woods. I'm here in Sacramento, California. And I'd also be curious to see if any of you guys are neighbors out there, which would be kind of fun. So let me know in the live chat where you all are located, and we'll give some shout outs. And on that note, if you guys are just now joining the live stream, just to reiterate today's schedule, we're going to go through a weekly portfolio update. After that, we're going to get into some other news. There's been some relevant news that came out this week on stocks like Lowe's, like Altria Group, like what was the other one that I mentioned? I just mentioned it. Kellogg's. I didn't say Kellogg's. Also, I forgot to mention Intel. We're going to talk a little bit about Intel today as well. And now I see some comments coming in on the live chat on your locations. I see Ryan out there in Portland, Oregon. Love that, man. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. We have Dividend Fire, my good friend here in Connecticut, all the way across the country. I don't think we'll be getting together for coffee anytime soon, man. But we also have Harris there in Austin, Texas. Austin is the place to be from what I hear. We have Ibrahim, my friend, over there in New York, and we have my good friend Jim down there in downtown Nebraska. Okay, I have my stepsister lives in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Do you know where that is? Let me know, Jim, if you know where Broken Bow is. It's not too far from Platte, North Platte. My friend at 12V Electronics in the San Francisco Bay Area. We've chatted about that before. My friend Frank here in Central California. Frank, welcome to the live chat. Jay, my good buddy Jay in Detroit, Michigan. Anthony in New York. Captain Suburbia in South Park. Oh, I get it now. Smoking brings a lot of joy. Oh, he must be talking about Altria Group. We'll get to that in a little bit, my friend. Hang tight. My good friend Andy in Discovery Bay, which is not too far from my neck of the woods. Alex Ramos, or Ramos, from Chicago, but currently in North Carolina for an engineering internship. Good for you, man. Good for you. And then Rex, yes, you did mention this. You are in Sacramento near Roseville. I'm over here in Natomas. So, man, one of these days we're going to have to meet up and talk dividend stocks. That'd be a lot of fun. Kevin, my good man Kevin in Yakima, lost in the state of confusion. That's funny. That's funny. And then we have DA Soccer in Nashville. We've got, let's see if we can get through a couple more. A lot of you guys chatting there in the live chat. Chris, my good buddy Chris in Philly. Captain Suburbia, didn't you say something a second ago? Oh, you said South Park. You were joking. You're actually in New Jersey. Okay. Kelly in the East Bay. Not too far from me either. Kellen, I'm sorry. Excuse me, my bad. In the East Bay, Kellen. Not too far from me either. We have Cena out there on Rhode Island. I really like Rhode Island. I was there once, probably about 10 or 12 years ago. I went to Providence for a little bit, and then I went to Newport, Rhode Island, which was, I would love to go back there. Very cool. Kelly McCain says, Kells, Bama. Does that mean Alabama? I'm guessing so. Painting the Right Ways in Fort Myers, Heavy Metal Taxes, Augusta, Georgia. Nice, very nice. You a golfer at all? We have my good man Nolan in the LBC, right along there with SNOOP, DOGG. Jack Murphy there in New York, guys. Jack is probably, he might just be the youngest dividend investor here. Jack, you're 17, correct? Round of applause for Jack for starting so early. We've got Jim there, western part of the state. Nice, man, in Nebraska. Let's see here. Wait, Kama, I'm in the pool. Gonna miss this one. Okay. My boy Caesar there is in San Antonio. Captain Suburbia, always have to be careful with the references with Ryan. What do you mean? Anyway, enough introductions, guys. Let's get into today's main event. We are going to be going through a weekly portfolio update. I see there's probably about 20 or 30 of you guys who have joined since we last reiterated today's agenda. We're going to go through a weekly portfolio update. We're going to get into some relevant news, and then we're going to get into the Q&A/hangout session. And so let's just start with the weekly portfolio update. Now, I'm going to add this to the live screen. Let me know if you guys can see that there. Probably, hopefully looks good. Let me know too what you think about that little background. We've got some money. We've got some margarita there in the back. I thought that was fitting for what we're doing here. But anyway, guys, as far as you can see here, this is last week's portfolio update. So last week, guys, my portfolio was sitting at $34,000. Annual dividend income, $1,666. And I was absolutely wrecked last week. Last week, guys, I lost, if you'll remember, I think I talked about this in last Sunday's video. I went from being at about a 4% total gain. Let me actually go over, oh no, these are slides. I can't do that. I was at about a 4% gain in this portfolio. Then last week dropped to negative 2.5%. So I lost about 6.5% in my portfolio just in that last week. Now, compare that to today. We've had a really great week on the market. I've gone from, let's go back to this first slide, $34,174 up to $36,166. So that's just how it goes, guys. Sometimes it goes as quick as it comes. Sometimes it comes back as quick as it left. And I'm back up now a couple grand to 36,000 over 136,000. I wish. Over $36,000, over 36,000. And that put us back in the green overall with a total gain of 2.78% in this portfolio. And my annual dividend income jumped up about $10 this week as well. And I don't have a screenshot to show you which stocks I purchased. So to get into that, let's actually go over to Seeking Alpha right here. So guys, for the week, I ended up purchasing two different stocks. I put $75 into, where is it? It's actually going to be all the way at the bottom. I put $75 into Altria Group right here, which, as you can see, in the last week is down over 6%. In the last month, it's down very close to 20%. So I'm seeing an opportunity right now with Altria Group to pick up this stock like actually right below my average cost per share, or maybe right above at this point. I think I'm in the 42-ish range. I'm right in here. So I contributed $75 to my Altria Group position, got about, I guess that'd be like a share, maybe close to two shares, about 1.75 shares or so. And next week, if I end up doing this on the live stream again, the portfolio update, I'll have another graphic to show exactly the number of shares that I was able to purchase. So Altria Group was the first stock I purchased, and then the second stock, guys, I picked up some more Intel, and I was able to get just over, I think I bought on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was able to get just over 2 shares of Intel. And so with my Intel position, if we go over to this holdings page, you guys will see Intel, I now have 42 shares, so for almost 42 and a half shares of Intel. And then with Altria Group, I'm up to, let's see here, I'm up to about, I'm getting pretty close to 50 shares. So that's pretty sweet, I think. I'm pretty happy about that. And that's pretty much what's been going on in my portfolio this week, my friends. So nothing too crazy. I mean, that's just kind of the life of a dividend investor, right? At least in my case, I've been pretty much every week I invest the same amount, $150 into this portfolio every week. And I'm usually spreading that across 2 or 3 different stocks. And just so you guys know, just kind of how I approach it, I'm trying to buy stocks that I think are at the greatest value in my portfolio. Not every time, not every single week, because there's probably some other stocks in my portfolio that are at equal attractive values than Altria Group and Intel. I'm kind of blanking on the other one that I bought. But yeah, those have been seeming like pretty good buys to me lately. I haven't contributed to Altria Group for some time, so I figure, now's a pretty good time to buy it when it's pretty close to my average cost. So I might as well swoop up some shares. It's a high yielder, and right now I think it's sitting at around 8.5 percent for the dividend yield. So that's not too shabby. Good opportunity to pick up a high yielder like that. And also a dividend king, mind you. So that's what's been going on in my portfolio. Let me know in the live chat real quick what you guys picked up this week. I'd be curious to hear. Yeah, I'd be curious to hear which dividend stocks you guys bought. So let me know in the live chat there. And yeah, we'll talk about it in just a moment. No, actually, real quick, I'm just seeing this Dell bomb. I did not pick up any lows this week. This is the first or second week in some time that this is the first or second week since I first started buying lows that I have not contributed to it. I'll get back to it. I'll continue to buy lows. That's definitely one of my priorities. I want to continue building that position because, to your point, it is also looking very attractively valued. But, you know, I'm seeing some good stuff with Altria, seeing some good stuff with Intel, so I'm swooping those up for now. And we'll see what next week brings. It could be different. Anyway, guys, let's get into some other news. And Dell bomb, like, you know, talking about Lowe's, this is our first piece of news here. Lowe's plans to use the metaverse. Oh, let me switch over to the screen. Sorry, guys. Lowe's plans to use the metaverse to help customers see planned projects. This is a pretty interesting piece of news. Lowe's is, you know, making its way into Web 3.0, but what exactly will this look like? So based on this article right here, guys, it says the home improvement retailer will make more than 500 3D product assets available for download for free via their open builder, which I'm not exactly sure where you can find that, probably on their website. But what will this look like? I mean, it's not just looking at what your room might look like with certain furniture or things, you know, placed in it on the screen. With the metaverse, you'll actually be there in real time. It'll be like we're just standing in the room looking around, and you'll be able to see what it feels like just with the stuff you're picking out from Lowe's. So it just kind of adds a whole new dimension to home improvement. So I think that's a really interesting move for Lowe's, and actually probably a pretty necessary move, right? Like that just seems to be where things are headed as far as what the future is going to look like. So I'm glad Lowe's is cognizant of that and is trying to get on board with that. Going back over to the screen, guys, let's go over to the second piece of news. You guys will have probably heard this already. Kellogg's set to split into 3 separate companies. This is big. And just the 3 separate companies that they'll be splitting into, these companies are going to be focused on snacks, cereal, and plant-based foods, respectively. And it'll be interesting to see what they end up naming these different companies. I don't think it'll be Snap, Crackle, and Pop, although that would be, I don't know, that seems that'd be kind of fun. But anyway, in regards to this move, the CEO, Steve K, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. My good man Steve said Kellogg has been on a successful journey of transformation to enhance performance and increase long-term share owner value. This has included reshaping our portfolio, and today's announcement is the next step in that transformation. These businesses all have significant standalone potential, and an enhanced focus will enable them to better direct their resources toward their distinct strategic priorities. And actually, on this note, I have a question for you guys, because when I read this, I was kind of thinking about it. What exactly, like, how is the value in each of these 3 different companies unlocked by making them separate? How is that better than just keeping them in their own company? I'm asking sincerely because I'm trying to work through it, and I'm trying to think about it, but I just don't know that I quite understand it yet. So if you guys have any insight on this, let me know in the live chat there. I'd love to hear your insight. Going back to the next piece of news, guys, we're talking about Intel, who, as you guys know, is one of the big things with Intel is they are hoping to build fabrication plants here in the United States to bring a lot of the semiconductor manufacturing back into our country, so we, you know, don't run into as many supply chain issues in the future for such an important thing moving forward, which is these semiconductors, these chips, because they're in everything from our cars to obviously our computers, iPads, watches, dishwashers, refrigerators, stoves, like air conditioning units, all these different things. All of them require semiconductors and require chips. So it's a big deal if we don't have access to those. It really affects a lot of different industries and different products. So on this piece of news, Intel said in a statement on Thursday that it plans to build a $20 billion plant in Ohio. We actually knew that. But this could be delayed or scaled back as Congress has not passed the CHIPS Act. And what the CHIPS Act is, in a nutshell, is basically Intel was counting on some subsidies from the U.S. government to build these fabrication plants. You know, because like I said, it's just an important thing to have this manufacturing capability here in this country. And so they were kind of counting on those subsidies, and it seems like that's being delayed, which could put put their plans on hold for a little bit, which as an Intel shareholder, like I said, I've been buying Intel, bought some this week. That's not the best news. That's not the best news. But actually, having said that, going back to me, we knew what we were signing up for. A lot of us Intel investors, and I've said this before, if you're going to be investing into Intel, you should know it's going to be, you got to think of it from a multi-year perspective. You got to zoom out and think this is going to take maybe five to 10 years for all of this to come to fruition. So it's not going to happen overnight, and that's one of the reasons we're seeing Intel share price so depressed right now, or so compressed, because they're going through this transition, and they have lost some market share to their competition in AMD and Nvidia, and this is one way that they can gain that back. But like I said, it's going to take some time for all of this to play out. But me personally, I don't know about you guys. Me personally, I'm trying to stay patient. I'm gonna let them do their thing, and we'll see what happens in the next few years. Now, going back to the screen, the last piece of news has to do with Altria Group. So earlier this week, the FDA officially withdrew authorization for Juul products. Now, for those of you who don't know, Altria Group has a pretty big stake in Juul, which is their, I guess, e-cigarette. You know, it's a vaping company, and I guess the FDA wanted to remove Juul products from the shelves here in the United States, where Altria Group does all of their sales. But this actually came out today, guys, like a couple hours ago even. So this went through. The FDA wanted to pull it from the shelves. They were pretty set on that, but a federal appeals court put the hold on that FDA ban. So it's not really going into effect yet. This appeals court is going to give Juul, the electronic cigarette manufacturer, precious time to review its options and appeal the FDA decision. So the case is not closed yet, which means there's still a chance for Juul. There's still a chance for Altria Group. But nonetheless, no matter what happens with Juul, that was already not the best investment for Altria Group. And I do believe that they've written off the loss from that investment, a lot of that loss already. So it's all good, in my opinion. It's bringing the share price down right now. But Altria Group is still a cash cow. I think they're still going to be fine through all of this. And with that said, my friends, that's all the news that we have to go through this week. And with that, I think it's time that we go through some comments. But before we get to that, it's been a few minutes since I've had a sip of this margarita, so excuse me for just a moment. Always goes down smooth. Okay, let's go through some of these comments, guys. I'm going to start from the top here. See what if you guys have any questions, leave them for me in the live chat. Try and answer for them, or I'll try and get to them, try and answer them. But let's start with our first question here. Give me a moment as I find a good one to start off with. A lot of you guys are leaving some comments about, about the cocktails you drink tonight. It's kind of funny. Okay, let's see. Oh, Kevin had one. Here it is. Great comment to start with. What I want to know is, does Ryan think this week is a bear bounce, or have we gone past the bottom? So what Kevin's asking, guys, is the rally that we saw in the stock market this week, is this going to be a trend that continues? Are we going to keep going up, or is this just kind of, a little tease before we see some more red in the market next week? And personally, I think we're in for some more red, Kevin. I don't think that we've seen the bottom quite yet. I know that there are still more interest rate hikes to come, and with that, in my opinion, should come more compression in the stock market. So as interest rates tend to rise, we're going to see some asset prices continue to come down. And where exactly that will happen, I think it could happen market-wide. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think this is the bottom quite yet, which is great. On that note, this is actually a really good thing for us dividend investors who have a long-term investing mindset, because this means that for the time being, while this is going on, through all of this turbulence, we're able to buy some really great dividend-paying companies, some really great cash-flowing companies like Lowe, like a few of the ones we've mentioned so far, Lowe's, Kellogg's, Altria Group. All of these companies will be able to buy them at a lower price than we, otherwise would be able to, and that's going to be a great thing for us, as we head into the future on the market. It's just going to add an extra margin of safety for the stocks that we choose to buy today. So I'm actually hoping for some more red. It's such a bittersweet thing too, right? Like seeing your portfolio go down in value and see your stocks depreciate in value is not the greatest feeling, but at the same time, knowing that the main objective here is to buy that cash flow and we're able to make our contributions in our portfolio go farther in this environment, that is a really good thing. So it's such a tug of war, just emotionally. That's what I personally think, and you guys might feel the same way. And let's see, let's find the next comments. Sorry guys, give me just 1 second here. I'm scrolling through all of the I still want to know, Captain Suburbia, what you meant by this comment right here. So let me know in the live chat. I'll see if I can find that. Okay. Okay. Good question from Rex here. What do you think the long-term outlook is with Altria Group? I don't mean just the dividend, but the company as a whole. That's a really great question. And let me leave it up, actually. Long-term is hard to say. I do think, I actually feel pretty confident about Altria Group from a long-term perspective. One of the biggest headwinds with a company like this is they're always subject to different legislation, and the government's always trying to get their goat, it seems like. That's a pretty common thing with companies like this. Yet, people are still addicted to cigarettes. If you look at the revenue for Altria Group, it is still going up. And it seems like it's a company, it's an industry, no matter what you throw at it, it tends to survive, and it tends to adjust and adapt. What I'd like to see from Altria Group, and they're working on this, is they are moving more into other types of products in other industries outside of just, tobacco, really, or even like things like cigarettes and chewing tobacco. So they're moving into things like cannabis, which maybe they'll expand that as time goes on. That industry still has a lot of growth once they maybe get rid of some of the regulation there. They also have their hand in alcohol. They have a stake in Anheuser-Busch. I believe they still do, so they have that going for them. And they have their hand in wine as well. I don't remember the name of that business, but Saint Michel or something along those lines. So Altria Group is a little bit diversified, and I even think with the cigarette thing, like the piece of news we just saw, if I can go back here for just a... Well, I actually didn't pull that up. Did I? No, I did not. So one of the other pieces of news with Altria Group was basically that the FDA also said that, I think it was the FDA said that they're trying to make it so these companies put less nicotine in their products to make them less addictive. That was when that happened. That's really the catalyst. Sorry, guys, I'm stumbling over my words. That's one of the catalysts that made Altria Group's share price drop this week so much. But I saw that and I thought, just trying to deploy some common sense here, and let me know what you guys think too. I'm not a cigarette smoker, so I don't know. If there's less nicotine per cigarette, wouldn't that just mean that the smoker would have to smoke a higher volume of cigarettes to get the same effect? Thus, they'll have to buy more of the product. And Altria Group's one of those companies that has such strong pricing power because of the addiction factor that they can get away with raising their prices, and it probably won't be an issue. So I don't know. I know I'm kind of, taking a while to answer this, but from a long-term outlook, I think Altria Group will be fine. It might not be cigarettes. Cigarettes might not be their main thing in the future, or even chewing tobacco. I don't know. But they've got some other things going on, and even so, like the cigarette business is still strong, and so is the chewing tobacco, and even like smoke or the vaping thing. So we'll see what they could do with that. I think that'll be big for them too if they can get that right. But they're running into some issues there, obviously with Juul, like we've seen. There's some other like IQOS issues going on, and even Philip Morris is thinking about acquiring some Swedish company, and that would mean a hit for Altria Group as well. So anyway, I feel pretty good about it. I'm going to continue to buy shares while it's depressed. I don't think this is Altria Group's first rodeo. This isn't their first time going through all this, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, moving on to the next question. High Tech wants to know, do you have another portfolio or just this one? Great question. I do have another portfolio. I have a Roth IRA that I keep on M1 Finance. And actually, let me see. Give me just a moment to pull that up. I'll see if I can pull that up real quick for you so I can show you what's going on. I really don't show that portfolio too much just because there's really, like High Tech, honestly, it's really kind of runs on autopilot. It's all, as you'll see in just a moment. Sorry, guys, I'm typing in my password for M1. As you'll see in just a moment, his portfolio is like all ETFs. So there's really not much heavy lifting on my end. So pretty much, guys, and even so, like I do like automatic transfer from my bank account and then it automatically invests for me. So I really don't have to think about this portfolio too much. But let's go over to the screen real quick. This is my M1 Finance portfolio. I thought I changed the name of this from Easy Money to something else. But anyway, the I started this at the beginning of the year, and every single week I contribute $50 to this portfolio. And I think I said this, but this is a Roth IRA. And right now, as you can see, I have about $1,500 invested in it, and I'm down quite a bit, down nearly 16%. And these are the different ETFs that I have. So I have VU, the S&P 500 ETF from Vanguard. I have SCHD, which is a dividend equity ETF. I have VYMI, which is a Vanguard International High Dividend ETF. I have the Vanguard Emerging Markets ETF, VWO, and then a Vanguard Small Cap Value ETF, VBR. So those are the 5 ETFs. And then you can see here how they're allocated in this portfolio. So 30% goes to VU, 30% to SCHD, 15% to VYMI, 15% to VWO, and then 10% to VBR. So pretty hands-off. Excuse me, I figured that was a nice contrast to what I do in my normal brokerage account, which is more actively managed. And I guess over time, over a long period of time, we'll compare the performance of them, right? We'll see what happens. And we'll see together because we're on this journey together. So anyway, let's go on to the next question here. Let's see. Looks like, so actually, let me backtrack. You guys have left some comments about what you've bought this week. So Alex Ramos picked up some Altria Group and Intel. Man, we're on the same wavelength. Great minds. Great minds. Caesar said, I picked up some QQQ, SCHD, VU, and JEPI, some nice ETFs there. Let's see, Jacob Morris. Hey, man, what's going on? He picked up some JPM, some Intel and T-Row this week. Anthony T picked up some Lowe's, SCHD, and JPM. My girl Kelly over there picked up some O and MPW. We have Painting the Right Way, picked up some Lowe's at 175. Great time to buy Lowe's right now. Suzuki Man added to Allstate. Ryan, my good man, added to Store, locking in a 6% dividend yield. Good for you, man. Trey picked up some 3M and T-Row. And we have, let's see, Andy here picked up some Target rockets from 140 to 150. I was happy to swoop up 4 shares. Good for you, my friend. Good for you. I mean, Target's still looking like a good buy at 150. I'll tell you what, though, I am glad I have not started a position yet in Target. And I still have my sight set on Apple, but that needs to come down just a little bit more. That's why I'm hoping for some more red. Because if it gets like around 120, guys, I think I will start a position in Apple. Or I will at least reevaluate my stance on it. But 120 seems to be a pretty good price to get in at. Anyway, moving on, Jim picked up some IIPR, some Mondelez, some Store, and some Bristol Myers Squibb. Good pickups, man. Good pickups. Okay, so moving on to the next question real quick, guys. Charles here wants to know, would you invest in Amazon and Alphabet even though they are not dividend stocks? Let me think about this over. Give me a sec to think about this. I don't think so. I don't think I would, Charles, to be honest with you. Nothing wrong with those companies at all, but you know me, man. I'm after that dividend income. That's my primary objective. I'm really trying to go for that cash flow. And here's the reason why, guys. I like the idea of owning an Amazon or an Alphabet because I think they're great companies. And, you know, I'm actually a little bit biased towards Alphabet just from doing the things that I do here on YouTube. It's like I want that company to succeed, and I do believe in it. But yeah, like I said, I'm after that dividend income. And the main reason for that, guys, and I really actually, as I'm explaining this, please share this in the live chat because I want to know this. I'm after that dividend income because the main goal for me, I really am trying to retire like as quick as I can. That is my why with dividend investing. I don't want to, I just think there's so much more to life than, I don't want to say working, because I do enjoy work. I consider this YouTube stuff work. It's you know, there's some income coming in from this, so technically it's work. And it's hard work, but it's work I enjoy. And I want to get to a position, to a place in my life where I can, where I don't have to worry about the day job and doing that stuff. I want to be able to do things that I really enjoy, that I find meaningful, like this right here. Talking to you guys about dividend stocks and helping you guys, well, not help, I don't know if it's much help, but, you know, talking about how to create passive income and build financial freedom by investing in dividend stocks. I love doing this. And so my primary objective is just to get to a place where I can do this full time. And it's not going to happen unless I find some way to replace the income I make from my day job. And dividend income is a great way to do it. It's a slow burn. You guys have heard me say that before. It's a slow burn, but it is one way. So that's why I'm so gung ho about this dividend investing thing, because to me it seems more tangible and it seems more. I feel like I can count on this more and reach that goal faster by taking this approach to investing than if I was buying assets like Amazon or Alphabet where I'm slave to whatever the share price is doing. Like, I lose when Amazon goes down and Alphabet goes down in share price and Spotify goes down in share price. That's not the case with a lot of these dividend paying stocks. Well, with all these dividend paying stocks, that's not the case. It's even better for reasons that were explained earlier in this video, and you guys know this. Like, this is not news to you. That's probably one of the reasons that you guys implement the style of investing as well. And Peanut, would you, oh, sorry. Peanut, would you agree with that? Yeah, he agrees. So, guys, that's kind of my stance on all this. And that's really why I'm not too interested in buying stocks like Amazon or Alphabet or Spotify or, what have you. There's some good growth stocks out there. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea. But I'd rather be over here playing baseball, playing the guitar, listening to Beatles music, because that's what we do. We listen to music. It's my Paul McCartney. You guys want to hear my John Lennon? Well, there would be no dreamers in the dream world, in our world, in the dream world now, would there? Just don't mind me. Don't mind me. I have half a margarita in me. I get a little loopy. Okay, let's find the next question, guys. So, a lot of comments here, guys. I love that you guys are so active in the live chat. It's seriously what makes it fun, because I'm feeding off of what you guys are saying. This is the best part about doing these live streams. It really is just like we're hanging out. Okay, High Tech, another great question. Which dividend stock do you have the most shares? I'll show you. So let's go back over to the screen. We're going to get out of M1 Finance right here. Let's go over to Seeking Alpha into my portfolio here. So if we organize this by the most shares, you can see that I have AT&T as the most shares. I have about 101 and a half shares of AT&T, but this is not my most heavily weighted position in my portfolio. At this time, Realty Income is my biggest position, and we can see that over here. But Starbucks is in a very close second. Starbucks is not too far behind Realty Income, and I, wouldn't mind if Starbucks was my biggest position. Altria Group being in the number one is really an accident. I've explained that in previous videos. I just bought a ton of Realty Income when I first started investing, and I have not contributed any more money to it outside of just, dividends being reinvested. But I'm working on Starbucks. I should start buying some more Starbucks. It's been like maybe 3 weeks since I've added any more to Starbucks, man. But I love that company so much. I actually just got a new mug from Starbucks. My girlfriend's parents just got back from Hawaii, and they bought me a mug from Starbucks, like a Hawaii mug. And that's actually one of the cool things that I forget that Starbucks does. So if you go to different Starbucks locations across the country, like if you go to one in you go to LA or Hawaii or Las Vegas, they'll have like novelty mugs specific to those locations, kind of just souvenir cups. And I don't know, maybe I should start collecting those. I think that'd be a good thing. That'd be kind of fun. Anyway, really cool mug. I'll show you guys at some point. So Ibrahim says, let's see here, which index funds and ETFs do you have in your portfolio? Well, I mean, in my brokerage account, I have my main account that you guys see all the time. I just have JEPI, the JP Morgan Premium Equity Income ETF, and then I have XYLD. Both of those are covered, called ETFs, but that's it. And then earlier you saw which ones that I have in my Roth IRA, but that's it as far as ETFs. Other than that, I only have individual companies. So let's see here, guys. Wow. Real quick. I don't remember the context of this, but Jim has 275 shares of Realty Income. Man, that's incredible. That really is incredible. Jim, if you don't mind me asking, I don't know if this is TMI or if you'd feel comfortable sharing this. We could probably run the numbers. We could run the numbers, huh? Let me get my calculator. My handy dandy calculator. Okay. We're going to crunch the numbers and see how much monthly income Jim is bringing in, guys. So let's go back over to the screen real quick. So Jim has 275 shares of Realty Income, right? If we go over here, go over to the dividends page. Every share of Realty Income pays 25 cents per month. So every single month, our friend Jim here, guys, is bringing in nearly, let me go back here, $70 per month just in Realty Income Dividends. That is legit, man. That is so cool. And I'll tell you what, 80, whatever that number, well, no, $70, right? Yeah, near $70. Man, I could probably go, that's like probably a trip to, that's probably 3 trips per month to In-N-Out Burger for me. Man, that'd be awesome. Okay. Good for you, Jim. Keep up the good work, my friend. Okay, so, okay, Rex. I am new to investing. I have $1,500 invested between Verizon and something else. He doesn't say. Benjamin here. Welcome to the live chat, my friend. He said, I made a live finally. Man, shoot me the link to it. Shoot me the link to it. Leave it in the comments or send it to me on Instagram or something. It's just, my Instagram's just my name here. You can see it right there in the bottom left, Ryan Williams. I'd love to check it out, man, and tune into your live stream and see what you got going on. Thank you for joining this video. And with that said, actually, too, guys, thank you all so much for still rocking and being here on a Friday night in this live stream and hanging out and talking dividend stocks with me and each other. It's honestly, guys, like, just to be completely frank with you, I look forward to this every single week. This has been such a fun thing to do, and I'm so glad I started doing these. I hope you guys are too. I hope you find these fun. Here's to you guys. Also, before we move on to the next question, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. I really don't say that in my videos because I just don't want to, I don't know. For the most part, I don't say it in my videos. I really only say it in these live streams because I just don't want to bug you guys with it really, but I don't mind doing it. While we're all sitting here, you might as well just hit that thumbs up. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, which I think a lot of you are, when I look at the analytics on these, it's pretty much just subscribers to the channel watching. But if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button if you're interested in seeing more videos in the future. You know, every single week on this channel, we're putting out 2 videos. And then in addition, what's that? Oh, Peanut said to subscribe. He wants you to subscribe as well. So don't do it for me. Do it for the cat. Okay? You can't say no to the little guy. Okay, let's move on to the next comment. Hit that subscribe button though, guys. We're trying to get to 10,000. So my birthday's on July 21st in a month, and I have this, it's kind of an arbitrary goal, but you know, I'm trying to get to 10K by my birthday. I don't think it's going to happen. But it'd be nice, you know, stranger things have happened. Okay, Chris, really great question, actually. So I talked about special dividends in a question this past week. Is there any special dividend stocks out there worth looking into that may have fallen? That's a great question, and to be honest with you, Chris, I think the audience is going to have more insight on this than I do because I really don't pay attention or look for that. In fact, I don't think I have any stocks that have paid a special dividend at all. I don't think I've ever received a special dividend. So I'm sorry, I'm not the best resource on that. Let's find another question here. So, let's see here, guys. Find another question. So real quick, going back to Altria Group earlier, Anthony says, sin stocks are not going away in my opinion. I don't think so either. Steven seems to agree with this statement. Altria Group is still good. You know, and actually painting the right way, this is an interesting point. He said he started smoking lights, which do those have less nicotine than other cigarettes after smoking full flavor for years, and I smoke twice as much now. So that kind of just plays into the common sense I was trying to come up with earlier, where it's like, okay, if there's less nicotine, people who smoke are going to have to smoke more to, you know, have the same effect. And like compare that to something like a margarita here. Like if I have, you know, if it takes me like 3 shots to you know, be where I want to get where I'm trying to go, I could either put all 3 in this one margarita, or I can have 3 margaritas with one. Like either way, I'm trying to get to that same level. I don't know if that's a fair analogy, but that's kind of how I think about it, right? OCGM here says, I know now I can buy Starbucks after today's decision. Enlighten me, man. What exactly do you mean by that? I don't, I'm not tracking. I haven't seen what's been going on with Starbucks this week. To be honest with you too, guys, I've just been so busy with work. It's been one heck of a week of work for me. I'll tell you, it's been super busy. I have not done any stock research. And I feel so bad. I have not kept my ear to the ground on the market at all this entire week. I'm totally in the dark. So yeah, OCGM, my friend, if you've got any insight on what's going on with Starbucks, let me know, man. Let's see. Oh, OCGM, another great comment. I quit alcohol 10 years ago. I celebrate my 10 years on December 13th. Man, good for you. That's incredible. That's so incredible. Axe 1 says screen very blurry. Is that the same for all of you guys? I don't know. I'm actually plugged into my, I don't know if you can see this. You can kind of see this cord here. This is my Ethernet cord. It's plugged right into my modem or into my router, so it shouldn't be blurry. Although this is like 720 pixels. I'm just using the webcam on my computer. Let's see, guys. Find another comment. Man, let's see. I'm still seeing you guys talk about what you bought this week. Steven picked up some Kelly? Okay, or some Jeppy, he meant. And then Rex picked up Intel and Verizon. Captain Suburbia picked up some Caterpillar. Didn't they have a... Maybe I'm tripping. Didn't they have a nice dividend raise earlier? Oh, guys, on that note, that's something we can talk about. Have you guys seen this? Let me find it. Oops. Have you guys seen this piece of news? Kroger announced a pretty substantial dividend raise this earlier this week. Raised their dividend by 24%. 24%. And the CEO says this dividend increase reflects, we've seen a similar sentiment with like Target and Lowe's. This dividend increase reflects the board of directors' confidence in our strategy of leading with fresh, accelerating with digital. So guys, this has kind of been the move lately for a lot of these companies. Like I said a moment ago, we saw this with Lowe's, we saw this with Target, where they announced some pretty big dividend raises. And that was kind of just a note of confidence saying like, hey, all this turbulence going on in the market, we're still good to go. Sorry guys, I had to mute for a second. Okay, Axe, you seem to be the only one saying that I have the blurry screen, man. I'm not going to blame you, but it might be your connection. I haven't heard that from anyone else yet. Jim, all in on Blockbuster and Radio Shack. Yeah, good move, man. Let us know how that one goes for you. That was pretty funny. Oh, Kelly, dividends rule. Financial freedom is the goal. Man, I mean, sorry, I wasn't calling you man, just like universal, like, man. I couldn't agree more. Like, I don't know. I don't have an issue with growth stocks. Like, I think any sort of investing is better than none, but I don't know. And I'm certainly biased to this type of investing, but I don't know. I can't see myself ever investing in a different way. Just increasing that dividend income and having that coming in every single month. It's like, to me, that's just what it's all about. Like, I don't know. Oh, OCGM. This might be an interesting comment. I never understood this whole I'm 22, but I want to retire at 36. People are living to 100 years old now, and things got more expensive every year. I like working and having routine. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. And if that was in response to what I was talking about earlier, maybe I should clarify. So when I say I'm like trying to stop working or not do that kind of thing, it doesn't mean just like sit on the beach and sip margaritas all day. It really doesn't, because that's not fulfilling for me. Really more so what it means. And maybe you didn't mean it this way. And maybe that wasn't a slight at what I said. I don't think it was. But you're right. Like, I think you know, we all have to find ways to fill our time still. And I know for me, it's especially after starting this YouTube channel, I'm realizing how much fulfillment it brings me being able to talk about this and share like this super positive thing that could potentially be life-changing with the audience, you know? And so I find fulfillment in this. And when I talk about wanting to retire or basically stop working, it's like, I want to do that. So I want to stop doing other things so I can do more of this, more of things that I think will make a positive impact on the world and impact people in a positive way, and also bring me fulfillment and spend more time doing things I enjoy that are also productive like this. You know, outside of YouTube and outside of my job, I'm also super into fitness and working out. I think that's a really positive thing. So that's that's another thing I'd like to focus more on too. And so when I say I'm ready to retire, it's just I just want to get out of the rat race. Like I work in digital marketing. I'm, you know, just kind of looking forward to not having to deal with clients and just in general being able to do more things I find value in, and in being productive in more meaningful ways, like this YouTube channel and other things, like whatever else comes in addition to this, you know what I mean? So that's when I talk about this stuff, that's more so what I mean. I just find I don't know, I find a ton of purpose in doing this, and maybe that's silly. It's such a small channel, but really, guys, that's how I feel about it. Hopefully that makes sense. So Axe says, what's your favorite dividend stocks? That's a good question. So favorites, I think, are going to be, and I'll kind of explain why, but the few that come to mind are Procter and Gamble is definitely one of them. I want to make that one of the core positions in my portfolio. It's definitely top 10, but I don't think it's quite yet top 5. Starbucks is definitely one of my favorite dividend stocks. I'm just such a big customer. I love the company a lot. Good cash flowing company as well, so I love it in that regard. Those two for sure. Man, it might be just those two. I'm sure I could come up with some others if I really thought about it, but yeah, those are kind of the big two for me. So following up OCGM, to each his own, but I think I'll work until like 65, then quit. I took 5 months off in 2019 to 2020 and was bored a lot, and I was traveling from Singapore to Japan. Yeah, I mean, I get that. And you find that with a lot of people who retire, you know, especially at 65. And I shouldn't speak for everyone, but it does seem like a common thing where people stop working and then they have trouble finding ways to fill their time. But I know for me personally, I've always had little projects going on before I started this YouTube channel. I've always done other things. Like there was one point, like I said, I'm into fitness. My first kind of real thing entrepreneurial thing, I started like a fitness-based clothing company. That was so much fun. Even when I was in high school, I had a little clothing company with my friends where we even did like our high school's homecoming t-shirts one year, which was fun. We made music. So I always have these little projects going on. I'm always tinkering around and trying to learn all these different skills and do these different things. I really like music. I really like playing. I haven't done it. I'm very like on and off with it, but I love playing guitar. I love playing piano and learning those things. So if I was to like stop working and whatnot, I would just find things like that to learn and I don't know, just do things like that and continue with this channel really. I don't know. I should probably stop talking about this. This is, I don't need to talk about this for the entire live stream. It is something I'm passionate about though. Okay, I lost my place with the comments, guys. So, let me see here. Sorry guys, give me just a sec. Let me find a comment here. I'm seeing a lot of comments here in the live chat about just what I've been talking about, but let's move on, guys. So Gabriel Tapp wants to know, great question. Do you think 3M will be the next company to do a spinoff like Johnson & Johnson? It's possible. And I think you're asking that in the context of what's going on with the earplug lawsuit, right? Like it's possible they might just spin off that company and whatever happens to that happens to that. I don't know. It's very possible. It does seem like this lawsuit is kind of a dragging pain in the butt for 3M, and it is definitely one of the things bringing the share price down for now. So yeah, I don't know. I actually don't exactly know how to answer that. I think time will tell. You know, and on that note, when is Johnson & Johnson planning to do the spinoff? Do you guys have any information on that? Oh, this is a great question too. Sorry, just switching gears, moving on. When do you expect to hit FF, which stands for financial freedom? Investment Panther, man, I don't know. I think it's going to be a while. I really do. Just in terms of living off dividend income, I think it's going to be a while. I think it will be much more likely that I'm able to do YouTube full time before I am able to live off dividends, which is totally fine by me. I love doing this. Love making these videos. Absolutely love it, and especially I love doing these live streams. So, man, if I could get to a point where I was able to do these, I don't know if I do it every day. I think you guys would get sick of me doing that. But if I could do this multiple times per week, I definitely would. It doesn't always have to be the margarita either. Maybe we do a morning show where it's like Dividend Happy Hour AM, where we just sit and do the same thing over coffee, right? Which you guys know I love my coffee. So yeah, I don't know exactly when I'll hit financial freedom. hopefully sooner than later. But I do, and maybe this is wrong, but I do consider like doing YouTube stuff full time. I do consider that like financial freedom. That's my first priority, guys. My first objective is to get to the point where I'm doing that, because like Painting the Right Way said, I hate being a slave. I'm not a slave. I have a really cushy job, but you guys get the sentiment. We're not going to talk about this anymore. I said we're going to stop. We're going to answer some other questions about dividend stocks. This, honestly though, last thing I'll say about this, I promise, the last thing I'll say about this on this live stream, because we have about 10 minutes left before we start wrapping things up. The last thing I'll say about this, it is important. I feel like it is important for you guys to understand the why, and to not understand, but it is important to have a why behind your investment strategy. I think why you do it is going to determine how you do it, right? And so why I do it, I want to reach financial freedom. I want to have cash flow coming in without having to slave away for it, like Painting the Right Way says. And this is a great way to do that. So that's kind of my why here. And I guess that's really what I wanted to know in the live chat. Like, what is your guys' why? Why dividend investing? Of all the different strategies that you can use, like why dividend investing when you could be a day trader, when you could invest in crypto, when you could buy growth stocks like Amazon and Alphabet, like we were talking about earlier? What is it about dividend investing for you guys that draws you to this style? I'm just so curious to know. I wonder if it's something similar to what I've been saying on this video. Oh, this is a great question. Kevin, do you think you would review viewers' portfolios? Dude, yeah, I would love to do that. I've actually been thinking about that lately. There's another channel. You guys might watch this channel. I think it's called Dividend Growth Investing, and he does a lot of that. Like, a lot of his videos are just reviewing other people's portfolios. But I would love to do that. My one holdup with that is to be frank with you, I just don't know that I just don't know how qualified I am really to like critique other people's portfolios, especially considering with this, there's just so much gray area, and there's so many different ways to skin the cat that it's like, I just don't know. I don't know exactly what value I could provide doing that. I guess it's just sharing my opinion like I do with all these dividend stocks, but yeah, I'd love to do that. And I think I need to figure out a way to really facilitate that. Because like, how would one share their portfolio with me? If it's something like on M1 Finance, that's easy because you can just send a link. Or if you use the spreadsheet that I made, which if you guys want a free dividend portfolio tracking spreadsheet, click the link in the description. There's one that you can use for free, so we could always do it that way. But yeah, I mean, if you guys would be interested in something like that, having me review your portfolios, let me know in the live chat. And if you guys want to see it, like, we can definitely make that happen. I'm open, really, guys. I'm open to doing anything. I'm open to any sort of ideas. I'm always trying to come up with new things to do and ways to keep this content fresh and interesting. And so, if there's things that you guys want to see that I haven't thought of yet, please, like, let me know. That'd be super awesome. That'd be a total win-win. Mr. Nick Atch said, "Have you looked into PFLT? I think that monthly dividend stock is underrated." I have not, but let's take a look at it right now. So ticker symbol PFLT. Okay. This is going to be from Pennant Park Floating Rate Capital. That sounds kind of like a closed-end fund or a BDC. Let's see exactly what it is here. We're going to, maybe I passed it. Where's the, oh my gosh, where's the description on this? It doesn't say. What is this exactly? I actually don't know what this, is this what is this? Is this God, I'm so tripping over my words. What is this? Is this a closed-end fund? Is it a business development company? Is it a mortgage REIT? What is this company? Floating Rate Capital. Okay, well, oh. No, that can't. Is this the right ticker symbol? PFLT? Yeah, that's what he said. PFLT. I don't know. Oh, another great question from Ryan. Question, Ryan, do you drip or do you do selective reinvestment? I currently drip. I'm all about the drip, but I've been thinking more lately of turning that off. And I've gotten some comments in the Discord. I've gotten some comments in these videos. I've gotten some Instagram DMs about it, just conversations about it. I'm actually kind of, as time goes on, I'm kind of thinking it might be better to turn drip off, because at this point, Ryan, I'm bringing in on average like $135, $136, dividend income every single month. And man, I don't know. I think that's like a whole nother week of contributions for me because I invest $150 every week. And if that's the case, it's like I could really do some damage reallocating those funds manually into more attractively valued positions. Like instead of reinvesting into Johnson & Johnson right now, I could take those same funds and put them towards Intel or Altria Group or towards Lowe's. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I think I would probably be doing myself a service by turning drip off for now, and that's something I'm considering. And maybe I'm just like kind of been lazy about it and just haven't actually taken action and turned it off. But I don't know. What do you think? Should I like what's the argument to leave it on? Well, actually, here it is. In my mind, the argument to leave drip on is that there's some positions like Johnson & Johnson or Realty Income or 3M or some others out, Coca-Cola, that I have not put any money into for some time because they've just been too pricey. And so I'm like, okay, well, at least with the drip, I can get some more skin in the game. And excuse me, guys. Oh, excuse me. And, continue to build out those positions with the drip on. But then again, on the other hand, like I said, with drip off, it's going to really help pack a punch with these other attractively valued positions. So it's kind of a dilemma, probably one that I'm overthinking, but realistically, Ryan, to make a long story short, I'll probably end up turning it off at some point. I see myself doing that, and if I do, you guys, you'll definitely hear about it. So, let's see, let's keep going. I think I'm kind of behind. Oh, dude, guys, I'm like 20 minutes behind on these comments right now. Let's speed it up here. Come on, Ryan. That's what I do, guys. That's the one drawback to these live streams. You guys let me ramble on too much, then I get behind on the comments. You guys got to keep me in check here, man. Okay. Let's see. Rick, what is this in context to? You should say it. People forget. What is this in context to, man? I'm curious because, like I said, Captain Suburbia. Do it for Peanut. Kevin Murphy with the peanut emojis. Yeah. So fun story about my cat. You guys don't care about my cat. You guys don't care about his origin story. He's not. Should I start a dividend portfolio for Peanut? He might need some cash flow coming up here soon. Maybe I start a portfolio for him. Peanut's portfolio, that's what we'll call it too. Okay, let's keep scrolling down. Screen is good, Rex says. Screen is good. Okay, Captain Suburbia says, not blurry for me, may need to refresh. Yeah, so, man, actually, I think it was just you, man. I apologize for that your screen was blurry. You're not missing much anyway. There's nothing going on here that you want to see anyway, man. OCGM pixel count from 144 to 720. It's set at 720 pixels. And at some point, guys, I'm going to move in a couple months, and maybe when that happens, I'll upgrade the internet in the new place. I'm hoping to have like a much better like filming setup, aside from just filming here at my dining room table, or on my couch, which I've been doing more lately. It's a lot more comfortable over there, but I'm hoping to have an actual office, an actual place I can, legit set up. And when that happens, I'll be using my normal camera to do these live streams. So in time, it will look more high quality. That's really important to me. I want to continue to improve the quality of these videos with each one. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, I don't know what the point of that was. Okay. Sorry, Mr. R. I understood. Hey, man, it's all good. And I totally understand what you're saying. I don't, I think that we all need to, find a way to make an impact in this life. We only have one go around at this, and we only have, one chance to do this. But if we do it right, like once is enough. You got to make the most impact while you're here and do things that bring you the most fulfillment that you can. And for me, like I'm finding it in this. And so it's like stuff like this that I want to just do more of, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay. Oh God, I just lost my place. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I just saw a great comment. I got to find this. God, I'm so sorry, guys. This was a really great comment. Hang with me, guys. This is from Ryan. He said the FIRE acronym should be changed from financial independence to retire early to financial independence, recreational employment. Yeah, Dude, well said. I couldn't have said it any better myself. And Anthony here says, "Thanks for the channel and the Discord. It's a huge help to have people to bounce ideas off of and to stay motivated." Anthony, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're enjoying the Discord. I feel the same exact way. And for those of you who have not joined the Discord yet, it's totally free. There's a link to join in the description of this video. Just click the link; it'll take you right there. And in case you're unfamiliar with Discord, this is basically just a big group chat that we all have. We're coming up to about 600 different dividend investors in the Discord group right now. So there's just a ton of great people in there. We're all on the same journey, and we're all in there to just help each other better understand this investing stuff and provide support and motivation and guidance on this, this long journey, because this is a decades plus long investing journey, guys. And so it's helpful to have other people, like Anthony said, to bounce ideas off of and to help stay motivated. So click the link in the description if you want to join. It's just such a great thing to have. And what's really cool, there's people in there who actually are retired off dividends and living off of their dividends, like actual proof of concept people in there. And it's so invaluable to have the insight from those individuals. It makes such a difference. And I've learned so much from chatting with you guys, and that was attractive. And I feel so bad because I have not been as active in the Discord as I'd like to be. And I'm not, and the only reason that is, guys, is, to be honest, I've been so crammed with work, and outside of work, I'm trying so hard to put these YouTube videos together that it's been tough to find the time to really go in there and interact more than just responding to messages. But I really should prioritize that a little bit more than I have been these last couple of months. And I'm so sorry that I haven't been as active in there as I used to be, and I'm working on it. Jim here says, "I'm retired, and I'm now only about 15 minutes behind on the comments, so we're catching up. I'm retired. Following your channel and others and playing with stocks is now my day job, and I love it. If I wasn't so butt ugly, I'd start a YouTube channel." Jim, don't even worry about that. Jim, I think it's people like you that have, I don't want to say the most to offer, but you have a lot to offer. You've been doing this for decades at this point. You are, like I said, proof of concept that this style of investing works, and that there is a, at the end of the road, you'll get what you've been after for that decade-long investing journey. And it'd be super helpful or it'd be super valuable to have the information from people like you. And so if it's something that you've seriously considered, I highly implore you to take a shot and give it a shot, because I think you'd have a lot of fun doing it. And like me, I think you'd find a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment passing along that information that you've learned over your decades and decades of dividend investing. So, yeah. And if you ever, need some direction with that and seriously are considering it, let me know. I'd love to chat with you about it, Let's see here. Guys. Yeah. Cookie Monster, you said it best, my friend. Retire early simply means living life on your terms, not how someone else dictates. Yeah. I think some of these comments that I'm reading now that were from about 15 minutes ago, I think a lot of these are from the question that I asked, like, what's your why with dividend investing? What is it about this? And it's just so good to see that you guys, we're kind of on the same wavelength there. We kind of have the same mindset about this. And Jack, 17 years old, same thing. It's about having passive income. The less you work when you want, work when you want to, not when you have to, not being paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, exactly. Alex here says, "Do you consider yourself as part of the FIRE movement?" I think so. I mean, it certainly appeals to me, and Alex, you might have caught this earlier. I said realistically, I'm going to be able to do this full time. Like, at some point, this will be my full-time job. Long before I were able to retire off dividends, which is so fine for me. Like, I love doing this. And kind of my plan too, to dive into this a little bit deeper, is eventually you guys know that there's so many other channels. It's crazy the amount of money that one can make having a YouTube channel if you really do it right, and it blows up. It's just crazy. And I'm the type of individual, I'm not a super flashy guy. I mean, you guys see me in all these videos, I just have plain t-shirts on. There's nothing crazy. Like, I don't need a lot of material things to be happy. So having high overhead in my life is not a big deal, which to me, when I think about doing this full time, I think if I can just get to the point where I'm doing this, like everything else in addition to like outside of what I need for my expenses. It's just going to go all into the portfolio to keep building that cash flow. And maybe not just dividend stocks, but real estate as well, but buying those cash flowing assets and just be more of a, I don't want to call myself call it a professional investor, but kind of like Jim said, being a full-time investor slash, creator talking about this stuff. God, it's just, that seriously is the dream. That is seriously the dream. And I can't wait for it. And I thank you guys because it's not going to be possible without your support. And that does not go unnoticed. So Constantinos here says, random question, do you edit your own videos? If so, what software do you use? Keep up the great work. I do edit my own videos. I use Adobe Premiere, which I love. And yeah, I edit all my own videos. And just to give you some more insight on that, every single video, they've been taking me longer because I'm really trying to step up my game up with the edits too. Each video probably takes me between 3 and 4 hours to edit if I had to guess. I'm actually going to wake up super, super early tomorrow. Fridays are my filming days. Every single week I film both of my videos for the week on Fridays. And then I'll edit usually Saturday and Sunday. This kind of brings up something good I wanted to share with you guys. I'm actually going to Las Vegas on Sunday, just for the night. Going to leave super early Sunday morning, come back Sunday night. Just a quick little trip with myself and my senorita. Just get away for 24 hours or so. So tomorrow I'm going to be editing both my videos for the week. And that's just kind of what my weekends look like. So great question. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on YouTube or video editing, anything that pertains to... whatever you guys want to know. I really am an open book, and whether it's in regards to dividend investing or starting a YouTube channel or these things that I tend to talk about. Like I'm so happy to share that information because it's just been such a rewarding thing. My good man Darth Dividend, sup, bro? Hope you're still in the live stream here, man. Guy, Darth Dividend, man, we got to get on a live stream together. Let's seriously coordinate this like sometime. I know you're a busy guy. You got work, you've got school, you've got your own channel, which you're pumping out videos every single day, which if you're not subscribed to Darth Dividend, guys, check out his channel. He's putting out a lot of great information. On a daily basis, he pretty much uploads, so it's consistent as well. Darth, we got to get on a live stream and just get, dude, we got to chop it up. Sometime soon, guys. That will happen. Let's see here. A couple more comments and we're going to call it a night, okay, guys? Let's see here. Okay, so in regards to reviewing your guys' portfolios, Jack says, you can review my portfolio, but it's similar to yours, so you would probably be biased. That's okay, man. Like, it's okay. Like, it's, like, I don't want to, honestly, it doesn't have to be a portfolio that's totally different from mine. I would think too, a lot of us dividend investors are going to have very similar positions. Like a lot of us have stocks like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble. A lot of us have Intel. A lot of us have very similar stocks, which is totally fine. And I think that's one of the really great things about dividend investing is like, we don't have to step on each other's toes to like find success doing this. It's just not a competitive thing. Like we're all, like I said, on the same journey. We're just judging from this live chat. We're all on the same wavelength. We all think about this in the same way. And so I just think that's so cool and so unique. Painting the Right Way is also on board for some portfolio reviews. So yeah, maybe we'll have to do this, guys. Maybe we'll have to do this. Trey says, I would share my portfolio if you want to review it. Okay, cool. Like, this is good to know. So having said this, guys, I'm going to think of how best to facilitate this. I'm going to think about how best to facilitate this, and maybe we'll just work this into the live streams. I think it'd be really cool to do this in real time and go over these different portfolios in real time instead of just making a standalone video on it. And I'm sure we could bust through a few different portfolios in a video. So this might be a good medium to do that. So anyway, let's see here, guys. Let's keep going. Couple more. Sorry. That's the thing. I just have too much fun doing this. It's hard to turn this live stream off, especially when there's so many of us still in here. 75 people. We've been hovering around there. Yeah, but we got to go soon. You guys have things to do. Big Friday night. I know Darth's going to go out and slam a couple of old fashions or Manhattans. I think you like to drink Manhattans, huh? What do you call them? I see them on your Instagram story. They're like stiff Manhattan. What do you call them? There's some term that you refer to them as. Okay, let's keep going here. Hitting that like button. Rick is hitting that like button. Great. Thank you so much, Rick. And you guys, if you haven't hit the thumbs up on this live stream yet, please take a quick moment and do so. Or a thumbs down if you think it sucks. Like either way, that's important feedback for me to have. But come on, give me a break. Don't hit the thumbs down button. Oh, and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Okay, Trey says, definitely start a peanut portfolio. Could you guys imagine like going back to M1? Oh, I closed out of M1 Finance. So you know how you could put the titles, like name your portfolio? I'll just name it like Peanuts Portfolio, or like I'll come up with some witty name and put the cat emoji there for it. Maybe I'll make it like a brokerage account, and then I could actually get some like get some affiliates, some free stocks or whatever from having the M1, because they have the affiliate thing for M1. Oh God, Captain Suburbia. Peanuts tax deferred college fund. Oh my goodness. Yeah. He's trying to go to Harvard, and he's a very bright kitty cat, very bright guy. Actually, a really smart cat. He's so funny. So I taught him this thing where basically I'm a big manners guy, big please and thank you. I get real cross if I don't get some manners. Peanut, every single morning, when I wake up, and if I'm not up like at a certain time every day, like he'll come wake me up because he knows it's time to get up and it's time to go get a treat. So every single morning I go into the kitchen, rub the sleep out of my eyes. I'm not even awake yet, and he's meowing up a storm because he's ready for that treat. So I give him a treat. But before I give him his little handful of treats, I always make him say please. And I kid you not, guys, I'll have to film this one day so you can see. I kid you not. I will say, all right, what do you say? And he'll like actually meow. He'll actually say please. He'll actually respond like clockwork. It's the most interesting thing. Anyway, enough about that. I'll film that for you guys at some point because it seriously is a sight to see. Del Bob says, ramble away, my friend. I think you mean ramble on. Who knows that reference? Come on, let me know in the live chat. Gonna sing my song. Okay. Nate here says, you should do a segment where you can cover stocks and how many shares it would take to generate a full share per payout. So like how many shares of JPM do you need to get paid? Yeah, Nate, that's actually a really good idea. I actually have not thought about that before. And I do have one of the columns on my Google spreadsheet, link in description, is that like how many shares you're getting per year from dividends being reinvested. So man, that'd be actually a really great segment. I would just have to come up with like a good way to title that so it sounds like so people would want to click on it. But I like that idea. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. I see Zaldath here in the live chat. I think I'm not quite there yet. Okay, Rick, this is actually a really great question. Do you ever feel like you are the only one looking at the same stocks? Do you ever feel like you are only looking at the same stocks every week? I do, but that's okay. Like I think that's totally fine. With this style of investing, you don't have to, it's like less is more, right? Like the less actions you take in your portfolio, the more you just let it do its thing, it's the better off you're going to be. Warren Buffett said something along those lines at one point, but that's true. We buy and hold for the long term, and I think we would be doing ourselves let me actually rephrase this. I personally, you guys are probably different. I personally don't research new stocks all the time because I'm not always trying to add new positions to my portfolio. If I was a trader, if I was day trading or doing stuff like that, I think that'd be a different story. But with this style of investing, I don't think you need to look at different stocks every single week. I think that's the great thing. You can just choose some great companies, some ones that you can count on, the sleep well at night companies, and just keep rocking with those if you want. You can do, research different stocks every week. Like I feel like Darth Dividend, I always see him talking about new stocks. A lot of ones that I've never even heard of. So there's some individuals, some investors who do that, like spend a lot of time looking up new things and looking at new opportunities. So if that's something you're really, really on the hunt for, then I guess it makes sense to look for different stocks outside of ones that are already in your portfolio. But otherwise, I don't think it's a necessity personally. Nate, with another great question. Do you buy physical gold or silver? What are your thoughts on stacking precious metals? I don't buy physical gold or silver, but I really like the idea of it. And sometime I'd love to buy a little safe and start buying some of that stuff. I think it's cool. Not as much from an investing standpoint, it's definitely a strategy that some people use. Like Robert Kiyosaki's a big gold guy, big like commodities guy, right? Gold and silver, stuff like that, Bitcoin, whatever. But I like the idea of like collecting gold and silver. I think that's really cool. And I'd like to do that at some point. Okay. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. X. X gon' give it to you. Zaldath, welcome to the live stream, man. I'm glad to have you here. Tons of YouTubers don't show their face and find success. That's true. Some don't. Some do. Like we can look at channels like Dividend Data. I think he's got over 100,000 subscribers now. He doesn't show his face, and he's definitely successful. And I really think it is more about the information. I think that the showing the face and knowing the person behind the in front of the cameras is definitely has an important aspect to it. But you can find success not showing your face. It's not for everyone. And there's even some other channels, like there's this one other channel, I don't remember what it's called, but it's just like strictly animations. You guys might know what I'm talking about. It's just the whole video is just like doodles on the screen. So I don't know, different strokes for different folks, but it's not that personally, like it's not as interesting to me. So Nate wants to know, what are your thoughts on Altria and what's going on with Juul? So I covered that a little bit earlier in the video. We were talking about some relevant news in the market. Maybe rewind this video and check that out. I'll also be talking about, kind of a plug for Sunday's video. I'll also be talking about Altria Group in this Sunday's video. So if you want to hear some more thoughts on Altria, definitely tune into that. Let's see. Let's go like one or two more questions, guys. Take a little sip of my marg here. I got about that much left. Yeah, I got about that much left. Let me just finish this. I'll turn this off when I finish this. And I think that's probably a good like rule of thumb with this. It's the live stream will stop when I'm done with the margarita. Rex, guys. Rex is begging you, please like his video. Thank you, Rex. You're the man. Rex from Roseville. Okay, sorry, I lost my place. I don't know why this happens. I don't know why this happens, where I'll be scrolling through the comments and it'll just drop me right to the bottom. Man. Okay, Zaldath, in response to the earlier question about looking at different stocks, he says, personally, I don't look at more than 150 in a week. It's just too much. You're a goofball, man. Axe here wants to know which stock you hold a lot of. I kind of talked about that earlier too, right? So like my top two positions right now are Realty Income and Starbucks. But in my top five, I also have, I think Altria Group's in there. I think Johnson & Johnson's in there, and I'm not sure what the fifth one is. So yeah, man. Zal, welcome, my friend. Hope you're having a good Friday night. Bren, oh darn, is this delayed? I don't think so. Maybe there's a slight delay. Oh, Captain, don't make me come over there. He says Ryan is a little behind, as is tradition. I'll tell you what. I'm always behind in the live chats because you guys are so good about just dropping that interaction there. But I am always, as soon as it hits 5 o'clock on these live streams, on the dot, I am going live. I have never been late yet. Knock on wood. I have not been late to a live stream yet. I'm always sitting here, parked it in my chair, ready to rock and roll. Let's see here. Drink, but no pressure, actually. No, I get you, man. Chris, get him a refill. Uh-oh. I don't need a refill, man. One's enough. One is definitely enough. Especially, too, like I said earlier, I'm going to Las Vegas this weekend. Zal, you might have missed that. Yeah, I'm going to Las Vegas on Sunday, so I probably should keep it a little bit tame before then. And also, kind of while we're on the subject, in a few weeks, I'll actually be going to Mexico. I might have shared this with you guys already. I'm going to Mexico for my one of my best friends since kindergarten. He's getting married and doing kind of the destination wedding thing. And so we're going to Mexico, which will be a lot of fun. And I'll actually be there on a Friday. So depending on like the scheduling thing, I think it'd be so much fun to do like a live stream, do a Dividend Happy Hour live from the margarita capital of the world. Wouldn't that be something, guys? I'll see if I can swing it, but I know Friday the wedding's on Saturday, so we're doing like the rehearsal on Friday. So I'm just not sure on the time, but if it works out, guys, it's going to be the most epic Dividend Happy Hour we will have had yet. Nate, yeah, man, you keep saying you're going to stop the stream, but you can't stop. Dude, I know it's a struggle, man. Zal says, I heard you talking about portfolio reviews. Are you up to the task? I don't know if I could handle reviewing Zal like that. That'd be a mission for sure. Like we would need a whole hour live stream to go through all of those holdings. But I do think it would be fun to take a look at some of your guys' portfolios and see how you invest and maybe give some I don't know if I'd give feedback, but just share my opinions on them. But yeah. So anyway, let's see what else we got. I'm getting close to the bottom of this, guys. The ice is completely melted in this. So anyway, Nate says, when you go to Vegas, check out Area 15 and get tickets to the Meow Wolf there. You'll like it. Yeah, Area 15 looks really cool. I definitely want to check that out. And Nate too. I'm a big Vegas guy. Usually every year I'll go 4 or 5 times a year. I don't know how many. This might be the first time I've gone this year though. So I'm stoked to get, maybe it's the second or third time, actually. Second time. I'm like 90% sure this is the second time. But I'm actually planning to move there in the next few months. Just get out of California, get out of Sacramento. And I've lived here my entire life. So my girlfriend and I think we're kind of ready for a change, see something different. And, so I think we're going to get out of Dodge and move to Vegas in a few months, which should be interesting. Axe says, I'm in Mexico right now. That's awesome, man. Where are you at in Mexico? Number 1. Number 2, are you staying all-inclusive? Because that is the way to go. Ryan here, we're officially caught up on the live chat, guys. Viva Las Vegas, Long Beachy. Yeah, as far as real estate investment trusts go, I have a couple on my watch list. Vici is one of them. SPG is another, and I'm so torn. Like if I'm going to add one, I'm so torn between those two. I don't know which one I'd rather have between Vici and SPG. And I'd be curious to hear your thoughts too. Like, let me know in the live chat. Between those two real estate investment trusts, what do you guys think is the better investment? SPG right now, I mean, if we go over to the screen, go over to Seeking Alpha, taking a look at SPG, which is Simon Property Group, it's looking so cheap right now, guys. I mean, year to date, they're down nearly 40%, right? As far as the price to FFO, it's in the single digits, 8.25. And look at these dividend stats. There's not much growth history there or a 5-year growth rate, but super high yield, officially in the 7% range. Pretty crazy. Excuse me. And as far as dividend history, I'm so sorry, guys. As far as dividend history goes, they have 23 years of consecutive payments. So there is, goodness gracious, there is some consistency there. I'm really liking SPG. So, Axe is in Puebla. He has a home there, living in the sunshine. Nice, man. That's awesome. What are your thoughts on Zim? Oh, man. Zim was didn't they just have a really big special dividend? This maybe was a month or a couple months ago now. Either a really big special dividend. I think that's what it was. Right here, right? This was it. Super big dividend. That's the only thing I know about this company, a huge dividend, and it's probably going to show in the news right here. I don't think this was it. Is this it? The 285 dividend? I don't know, but look at that. Forward yield, 17.5%. My goodness. I mean, personally, I don't know anything about the company, but I would look at that and have some raised eyebrows. I don't know. It doesn't seem like just at a glance, it doesn't seem like my cup of tea as far as long-term investments go. So I'm not buying into it. And Chris wants to know here, like, what price range are you looking to pick up Vici? I'm not sure. I haven't really taken a look at it for a while. I haven't I haven't seriously considered adding it to my portfolio. When I actually first, to Nate's point there in the live chat, I first found out about it from watching Joseph Carlson. And from there, I was like kind of serious about like seriously considering adding it to my portfolio, but I've kind of died down on that. It might happen someday. I probably need to revisit it to take a look at the price range, but I guess maybe we'll take a second and do that now. Like, where's the P to FFO at? What's the stock been doing share price wise? Because I have not been keeping tabs on it at all. Year to date, it's actually up. Okay, so that's good. In the last month, it's up quite a bit, up 6.5% in the last month with a P to FFO of 15.41. If we zoom out to the 1 year period, they're still down about 2.5%. Zoom out over 5 years. It's been trading pretty flat for some time now, right? Like for almost a year or so, it's been around. Well, for more than a year, it was at the same price it's at now last April and May. So I don't know. Now might not be a terrible time to get into it. And it seems like the last time it was cheaper than where it's at now is in 2020, March 2020 when all the big fiascos started. So I don't know. For now, though, Chris, I can tell you I don't have any serious plans to add Vici to my portfolio. Same with SPG. I really don't have any serious plans to add any companies besides Apple. If Apple gets down to about $120 per share, I probably would jump at that. But other than that, I'm just kind of rocking with what I have in my portfolio for now. I thought about adding Target for a while, and that's still somewhat on the table. And then there was another stock on my watch list. I made a video on it. I don't remember what the stock was. Maybe it was Bank of America. But I've kind of cooled off on that, and I think just in terms of how I'd like to diversify my portfolio, I think Apple would be a pretty good stock to add. And I'm not trying to have too many positions. Like I feel like right now I have a really great mix of companies, high quality companies in my portfolio right now. And so, I'm kind of looking forward to building bigger positions in those, like the ones like Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Lowe's, Starbucks, Intel, Altria Group. I'm looking forward to adding to Snap-on. It's another one. I haven't talked about Snap-on for a while. Love Snap-on. So I'm looking forward to adding to more positions like that. For me right now, if I'm going to add a new position, I just think it's going to have to be a really high quality company that I'm planning to hold for a long, long time. And that's kind of why I was talking about Apple and Target and Bank of America. But I'm not trying to add all three of those at once. I just think that's too many. For me, that's too many positions to build at one time. So I'm trying to do it slowly but surely and sink my teeth a little bit deeper into the ones that I'm serious about, if that makes sense. Very roundabout answer. Probably just, once again, guys, went on another tangent as I tend to do. Jim says, move to Nebraska, Ryan. Geographic arbitrage, baby. I don't know, Jim. Like, honestly, like there's times the idea of that sounds appealing. I don't know if I could do Nebraska though. I kind of on a semi-related note, I've been looking at real estate in other markets outside of California because I'd love to build out my real estate portfolio a little bit more. I don't have too much cash necessarily to do it, so I have to be selective. So I've been looking more out of state, and I've been looking in markets like Dayton, Ohio. I've actually been looking in Omaha. I've been looking in Kansas City or other places like this that are certainly more affordable than where I live in my area here. And it's like, man, there's some really tempting properties, man. Like, especially as far as multifamily, as far as duplexes go, are the kind that I would like to buy. I have one duplex right now, so I want to stick to that. And but there are some great options out there on the market. It's definitely tempting. The geographic arbitrage, to your point, it's definitely tempting. Moving on to the next question, Citizen of the Year. Do you like utility stocks as a younger investor? Yeah, I do. It's kind of interesting that you bring that up. I recently sold out of AWR, American States Water Company, which is a utility company. I recently sold out of them to invest more into Lowe's. So now the only utility company I have in my portfolio is Southern Company, which is one that I actually have not bought any shares of for a long period of time. I'm just kind of letting the dividend reinvestments do their thing. But I think they have their place in a portfolio. As a younger investor with a longer time horizon, I wouldn't make it a huge allocation in my portfolio because they are very steady. They're reliable. That's, as far as income goes, it's good to have those. But the growth isn't going to be as aggressive as what you might see with other companies like Lowe's or like Snap-on or Starbucks, or some of these higher dividend growth companies. And so I'm kind of more leaning towards investing in those. And that's probably something that I would prescribe for other younger investors out there who have a longer time horizon, to go more for those instead of kind of the more stable. I think, like I said, I think you should have some of those in your portfolio, especially during markets or market environments like what we're in right now. It's nice to kind of have that stability from utility companies and even consumer staples, but they don't always come with the fastest rate of dividend growth. And I think that as younger investors, that is something that we should focus on. And I guess having said that, to wrap that up, it's important to have a balanced portfolio. Like maybe even have some high yielders in there as well. But once again, not make that a super big allocation. Have that balance. That's important. So Alex here, quick question. He says, do you rent or own? I rent right now. I'd love to buy. I think I mentioned earlier planning to move to Vegas. Probably will rent for another year or another 6 months in Vegas when we move, and then consider the move from there, just see what the market's like. But right now we have interest rates going up and continuing to go up. But right now home prices are high as well, so it's kind of a double whammy. And so what I'm anticipating will happen, or hoping will happen, that is that as these interest rates come up, the home prices will start to come down. Yes, they have an inverse relationship, but there is a lag. Like it's not like home prices go up or interest rates go up, home prices automatically come down. The home buyer sentiment has to change for that to happen. And then it becomes like a demand thing, right? So that will work itself out, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what things look like a year from now or 6 months from now. Or somewhere in between there. So Zal, in regards to Vegas, says, I think I'll be back in Vegas next May. I'll be sure to let you know if that becomes a legitimate plan reality. Yeah, please do, man. I'll be there during that time. I'll be living there. So I'd love to get together. With that said, at some point, this is kind of a pipe dream at this point, but at some point we'll have to plan a like a very special dividend investors retreat. I think that'd be very fun. I don't know what we do, but the idea of all getting together and doing some dividend stock stuff would be fun. Okay. I'm seriously, guys, I really got to wrap this up. So I am almost done with this. I have about this much left. So let's just get through it. Oh. Even with the ice melted, it's still so good. Still so good. High Tech here. Great question. Wants to know, are you still buying Lockheed Martin? How many shares do you have? I think I have about between 3.5 and 4 shares of Lockheed Martin. I'm not buying any more right now. But that's just because I'm contributing to other positions. So yeah, Lockheed Martin's great though. I think I bought in at a great time. My position right now is about 16% still. Yeah, and I ended up I bought into this company like right before the Russia-Ukraine stuff started going on. So I just, without, doing it on purpose, I timed that pretty well, which has not happened with some of the other companies I have, which is okay. Let's see here. Okay, Darren said, oh wait, no, let's go back here. Darren, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Check out the Phoenix area. It's close enough to Vegas. Yeah, that's true. I like Phoenix a lot. I like Tempe. I really like Scottsdale, but man, Vegas has my heart. I would love Vegas. Like, I don't know if you caught this earlier, Darren, but I'm in Vegas multiple times a year. I just love being there. And so I'd love to try my hand living there. But you're right. Phoenix and Scottsdale, like Tempe. Surprise, is that another place in that area? Those are all really nice areas. Really cool. There's just so many great places to live in this country. And I mentioned earlier, guys, sorry, Nate, let me hide this for a sec. I'll come back to this. I've pretty much lived where I live now, Sacramento. I've pretty much lived here in this area my entire life. I'm actually from a small town about 45 minutes north of here. That's where I grew up. That's my hometown. But I moved down to Sacramento a few years ago. So I've really, for, the great majority of my life, there was a brief stint where I moved to Oregon and actually went to the University of Oregon, but that wasn't very long. But outside of that, I've lived here, and yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of ready to see something new and kind of ready for a fresh start and see what else is out there. Anyway, moving on, Nate said, man, I'm glad you started doing these lives. It's really nice to chat with you and everyone in the chat. It's cool to talk to people who have similar goals. I couldn't agree more, Nate. And You guys, this might resonate with you guys. I don't have anyone really to talk to about dividend investing. Like, and I personally, like physically, I don't know anyone else. None of my friends are into this stuff. Investing in general, none of my friends are into this. So it's so great to have this community, to have all of you guys where we can talk about this stuff. And we're, like I said, we're all on the same wavelength. We're all doing this for very similar reasons, it sounds like, just based on what I'm seeing here in the chat. So it's so cool to have this community. I'm very thankful for you guys. And Nate, yeah, man, I'm so glad I'm started doing these lives too. And I'm excited to see like how they evolve over time. It's going to be interesting. Good things ahead. Rick here says, what could we do in Vegas? Dude, I don't know. Like I said, this is I don't know. This would be a ways out, you know, but I think at some point it would be so much fun to plan some sort of, you know what? I have seriously thought about this. I get so like ahead of myself too, guys. It's so funny. But you know, sometimes I daydream, and in these daydreams, you know, I've got a big channel and it's doing really well and have enough notoriety in this to plan an entire like dividend investing retreat. And what that would look like is some sort of like dividend investing conference where we've got other great creators, like different keynote speakers coming up talking about dividend stocks, and even doing like a live Q&A session, you know, in front of everyone, just live, you know, in action. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of a daydream I have. We'll see if it ends up playing out, but I don't know, that could be something, you know, rent out an event space somewhere and do that and plan some other stuff around that. But yeah, who knows? Who knows, man? The world is our oyster. I will tell you guys that. Okay. Let's see. Jack, do you think my mom will let me go on a dividend investing retreat in Vegas with a bunch of random? You know what, Jack? I'll talk to her. I will talk with her. We'll get her on board, man. We'll figure it out. No, I'm just kidding. Like, seriously, like, it's such a pipe dream, and anything like this being a reality is definitely years away. So, yeah, but Kevin's going to take you under his wing, Jack. He's going to teach you about craps, which is a way of a game in the casinos. I'm a roulette guy. I really don't gamble much. I might throw $20 in here and there, and if it goes well, maybe I'll throw some more, but otherwise I'm just not a big gambler. But if I am, I love roulette. I like playing blackjack. But yeah, just overall not a big gambler. I like watching though. One of my friends, so my group of friends, once a year we'll usually go to Vegas. We've done this the last handful of years. And my one friend is a big gambler, and I've seen it, and I'm sure you guys have seen this too with yourselves or friends of yours. This guy he's a big gambler. He'll get up, start off hot. He'll get up playing blackjack, by the way, get up a couple grand. I've seen him up $2-3 and then 10 minutes later, I walk away to go to the bathroom. I come back, he's down by the same amount. He's down $2,000, $3,000, and seeing that, it just ruins gambling for me. It's like I don't know. It's too stressful, you know, and with that money, I'm like, especially now, I'm like, rather put that in. I'd rather put that in Intel. I'd rather get that cash flow. You know what I mean? It is kind of fun though. If you got $20, like, you know, what's $20? It's all good. Okay, Jack. Yeah, this is good. None of my high school friends care about retirement investing, so it's cool to come to these lives and talk to everyone here. Yeah, you know, Jack, I've said this before, and I won't toot your horn too much because I don't want you to get a big head, but it's so unique to see someone your age thinking about this stuff and getting into investing. And just think it's so cool. And your friends will come around. It might take like another decade. It might take another 15 years, but they'll come around. And the cool thing is, well, number one, first of all, you can't control what anyone else is doing. You can only control what you're doing. And so there's no point in trying to bend their arm and try to get them into investing. But number two, when they do finally see the light, when they do finally come around, you're going to be a decade ahead of the game. And it's going to be so cool. You're going to say, not that this is what it's about, but you're going to be able to say, you know what, I told you guys this is a cool thing. And they'll see the light. They'll come around. But keep up the good work, my friend. I'm actually so surprised. I'm 28 years old. My friends are 29, 30 years old, and I'm very surprised that seriously none of them are even thinking about this stuff yet. I don't know. Why do you guys think that is too? On that subject, why do you guys think people aren't as aware of the importance of doing this investing thing? Why is that? And furthermore, when it comes to dividend investing, I just don't, it's not the first thing when they get into investing. It's definitely not the first thing people gravitate towards. Why is that as well? Is it because it's such a slow burn? Is it because it's such a long-term thing and there's no, I guess, high risk, high reward attached to it, so it's just not exciting? Is that why it is, you guys think? I don't know. Something I think about. Okay. Guys, this is the last sip. Bottoms up. And you know what? Cheers to you guys. Thank you for another successful live stream, another fun hour and 40 minutes. This is officially our longest live stream to date. I can't believe there's still 60 people, nearly 60 people in this chat or in this live stream. That's unreal. All done. Okay, last question. Last comment before we call it a night. I don't see anything coming in here. Okay, well, maybe we'll just call it a night here, guys. So, okay. Zal, this is a good point. This is about what I was talking about. Psychologically, it's pretty difficult to even fathom planning beyond the timeline you've already experienced. Yeah, that's true. And I would think too, though, this stuff started hitting me when I was probably, really started to click with me when I was probably 24, 25, 26. And I don't know, I just wonder, even people close to my age, even my close friend group, my best friends who, like I said, I've been my close friends, I've been best friends with all of them since kindergarten, 25 years now. And it's like that they don't even ask about it. They're not even curious to know, what is this all about? I don't know. And it's not a slight to them, obviously, but it is interesting to me that it's like, man, if they would have just taken some interest, I don't know, they could be making some nice cash flow right now. And I think, to your guys' points here in the live chat, Kelly here, that's a great point. They don't teach money in school. Clueless. Yeah. Kelly, I think you're right. I think that's one of the big reasons that not a lot of people are getting into this, getting into investing really. Also too, to that point, or adding to that, I think a lot of people have this big misconception about the stock market in general, or even actually I think awareness is a big part of the issue. So when people think about the stock market, they think about just these things that go up and down and up and down and up and down. And, to them, it can be more like gambling. That's how they kind of look at it. But really, they aren't aware that there's this whole other dimension to it. And that's the dividend side. That's the dividend investing component to it. And this is the last thing I'll say before we close out for the evening. That is why I think it's so important to have, like Jim thinking about starting a YouTube channel. That's why I think it's so important, because awareness is a really big issue. People aren't even aware that you can get a paycheck just for being a shareholder of some of the world's most popular companies like Coca-Cola and Procter & Gamble and Starbucks, McDonald's, Pepsi. I just don't think people know. I think that's a big issue. So hopefully this catches on a little bit more than it has. But in the meantime, while it hasn't, guys, we're going to still continue to do our thing. And you guys keep up the great work. Thank you so much for tuning into this live stream. If you haven't done so already, this is the fourth and final time, I'll say it. Hit the thumbs up. If you haven't liked the video, hit the subscribe button as well, if you're interested in seeing more content. But thank you guys so much for tuning in for another just really long live stream. My voice is killing me. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm kind of starting to lose the voice here. But yeah, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate your support on this channel, on these videos, and I look forward to seeing you next week for another Dividend Happy Hour. And with that, you guys have a great night. Have a fantastic weekend. And if you guys want to stay in touch, hit me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is there in the bottom. Where are we at here? Right here. Shoot me a follow on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Would love to chat with you guys and stay in touch. And also join the Discord group. Link link in the description. You guys will not regret it. So anyway, you guys have a great night. Have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you on Sunday for a really fun video. So be sure to tune into that. All right, guys, take care.